All right, good morning, everyone. Today's date is January 7th, 2022. It's Friday morning at 9:30 a.m. We're here to do our workshop. We do have a quorum present. On our agenda this morning, the auditor, do you have anything to report?
No, sir.
Okay. And the treasurer did not have anything to report either, so our other item is to review and approve the commissioner court dates for 2022. Melinda and I talked about this other day. I've had these done for a while, and she's reviewed them, her and Lorena. I didn't realize the court approved them. I just thought we set them. And so there's a list of them. If you'll notice, the biggest thing is in August and September. We have a set meeting for each Monday, and we have to do that under that Senate Bill 1 when they change, where if we go above that 3.5% during the budget process and we have to call for an election, it can only be called for at a scheduled commissioners court meeting. And so TAC and Jim Allison suggested that since that was the case on August and September, we go ahead and schedule a meeting for every Monday. We'll continue to just have them on the 2nd and 4th unless we have a reason not to. And then on the back page, we'll have our bill paying each Friday morning. And the exceptions for 2022 will be Thursday, April 14th. We'll meet to pay bills. Wednesday, November 10th. Wednesday, November 23rd. And Thursday, December 22nd. And other than that, we'll meet on each Friday at 9. And that concludes our agenda for today. We'll go ahead. I gave you each a copy of Monday's agenda. I added some, we'll vote on and approve those commissioner court days. Let's see here. I think I just left the Petersburg EMS report. I've already submitted that, so disregard that. We will discuss and approve the Secretary of State agreement concerning the reimbursement for audible, not like where you can hear, but so that you can audit voting machines for Hale County and allow the judge to sign. You know, during budget, we allotted a large sum of money, several hundred thousands of dollars for voting machine upgrade.
And nearly $500,000.
Yeah, I want to say 500,000.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a provision that we did that out of the general fund with the understanding that the state was going to reimburse us that money, and that's what we're going to fill out and sign and send back, and so that we can get our reimbursement. That also comes with a resolution that Jim has written for us that I'll have on Monday. So we'll look at that. And then also we have an agreement with the Texas Association of Counties for Administrative Services and allow the judge to sign. That's like a 36-page document. I didn't make y'all copies of it. Jim has looked it over. Basically, it's just the agreement with them with our insurance and allow for our loss stop and all that kind of stuff. So it's just a standard agreement that we sign with them. And
We
then
signed this agreement,
I think each year,
every year.
don't we?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. It's like I say, Jim looked at it and basically, like I said, it's just the agreement for our stop loss and just, I guess, administrative duties that they perform for us
Right.
with our insurance. Yeah. And then the last item I have is to discuss a court reporter for county court. Obviously, there's not a need for a full-time court reporter, but the issue is that court reporters, there's just not, if they have that certificate in education, then they work either for our court or they work for an agency that does court reporting. Rocio has gone through the phone book and contacted everyone in Lubbock and told them our situation, and none of them will help us. And I've talked to Judge Huckel about it. The issue is that those private court reporting deals, they like to do civil because most of the time they don't have to leave Lubbock. They just go to a law firm there in Lubbock. They do depositions. And said the other thing, number one, they get paid more to do the civil, and number two, they're usually guaranteed numerous transcripts that they provide to different parties. So to have them come twice a month for a 2-day trial in my court, even though what we pay them we think is a lot of money, I guess is not a lot of money to them. And so, but the problem
Do you know
is,
what we do pay them now?
I think Clay charges $487 to come and do like our guilty pleas and MTRs.
Just a set price on them?
I don't know how. I think it's the same price every time, except when he does if we have a trial,
Okay.
and it's a little more then. The problem is Clay is employed in Farwell, and he works for a judge over there, and the only days that he's available is Monday, and that's where our problem lies. He's our steady court reporter for like our guilty pleas and motions to revoke, where they have a hearing. But the problem is we can't hardly set a jury trial for one day because anymore it takes about half a day to pick a jury, and then usually I've had 4 jury trials since I've been judge, and most of them have been at least 2 days, and so it's hard to set one and not know and knowing before you go into it that you're not going to have a court reporter do for the next day, which would mean if we tried to do a 1-day deal, we might be here till 10 o'clock at night, and I'm not sure Clay's willing to do that. He comes and does the other. But like I said, we're just needing some avenue. What I was going to try to do, I'm not that familiar with court reporters. I've talked to Carla about it yesterday, and she's pretty sure they have some type of association or some type of group, that sort of like we have TAC and stuff. And what I'd like to do is reach out to that group and advertise. Going to start out for a part-time court reporter to see if there's maybe somebody that is retired that doesn't work for these agencies that do that might be interested in working 4 days a month in my court.
Most likely, it's probably gonna be somebody from out of town.
I would think it'd be somebody somebody not really local like to Plainview, but somebody that has retired maybe from the court system in Lubbock or the federal court system or something that, like I said, might be looking for just a little additional revenue. Now, the court reporters I've talked to, they like to do county court because the thing they say that gets to them is going through those district trials where you have like sexual assaults and all that kind of stuff. And, you do that for years, and in county court, everything's sort of quick and simple and things like that. So, like I said, hopefully we can find somebody that would be willing to do that. My next step would be that we might even have to entertain hiring someone part-time, full-time. The problem is we haven't been able to have jury trials because of the pandemic, and that has thrown our docket way behind because without the opportunity to go to jury trial, it's hard to move cases through. Yeah, if used to I'd set 15. I'd set 15. I set 15 cases for jury week, and the DA will tell us once they're on the deal to go to trial that most of the time the majority of them plead out. But if you don't have that court opportunity, it just drags on. So anyway, that's what, I'm not really asking for anything other than the permission to go out and see what we can get. And then on Monday, our next item is our county attorney.
I don't really have much that I can discuss with you today. I'm gonna ask y'all to have a closed session on a couple of matters. One involves some, I guess, threatened litigation and a dispute over the business park, construction cost, and then one is about, well, on Abernathy Solar, I'm gonna ask y'all to consider setting a hearing date for, now we have to set a date at least 30 days in advance to approve any tax abatement agreement with anybody. That's a new requirement that went into effect after the 2019 session. And so I'm gonna ask you to set that in, I think February 28th is about the earliest date with my schedule and everything that we could get it set and I could have time to give, because we also then have to provide notice again to the other taxing entities and publish it in the paper and things like that. So I'll be asking y'all to do that, and then I'll ask you to go into closed session to kind of start talking about a possible agreement offer that we can make to try to have that ready to go when we get to the hearing date.
So, all right, any questions of Jim? All right, and then the last item on Monday's agenda, Latrice put on to approve a joint resolution and statistical information for a joint primary. And so, I'm assuming she'll be there Monday to answer any questions you have about that. So, and that is our agenda. It's we've had a rough week here at the courthouse, and so hopefully we'll start over Monday and everything will be better. So, appreciate y'all being here today, and if there's nothing else, we'll stand adjourned at 9:42 a.m. Thank you.